You ever have that moment, where your dog just starts barking at a total stranger, or maybe refuses to go anywhere near a certain person? It really feels like they just know something's off, right? Well, guess what? You're not imagining it. There's some real science behind your dog's amazing intuition. Welcome to Love Dogs, the channel for people who want to understand their best friends better. Today, we're going to break down exactly how they do it. So let's just get right into the big question, the one we've all wondered about. Can your dog really tell if someone is a bad person? Is it just some kind of sixth sense, or is there more to it? Well, the answer, according to the science, is a big, resounding yes. Now, it's not magic, but it's pretty darn close. It's actually a combination of some truly incredible abilities they have, things they've perfected over thousands of years living right by our sides, and we're about to get into exactly how it all works. Okay, so clue number one is that your dog is basically a social watchdog. What does that mean? It means they are always watching. They see how people treat you, how they interact with others, and they're constantly gathering data, and believe me, they are definitely forming opinions. There was this fascinating study that shows this in action. Picture this. A dog is watching its owner, who's struggling to open up a container. Then, in a few different setups, one person comes over and helps, another person just kind of stands there and does nothing, and a third person actively refuses to help. Then, after all that, each one of those people offers the dog a treat.
So what do you think happened? Well, the dogs were totally cool taking a treat from the helpful person and even the person who just stood back. But when the person who was mean to their owner, the one who refused to help, offered a treat, the dogs wanted nothing to do with them. They overwhelmingly turned it down. They figured out that person was a jerk and decided, nope, not trusting you.
Okay, so they can spot someone who's unhelpful or mean. That's pretty cool. But what about something a little sneakier? Like, can a dog tell if someone is being dishonest, if they're a liar?
Well, another study over in Japan decided to put this to the test. So in this experiment, a person would point to one of two bowls. In the first round, they pointed to the bowl that had a treat in it. The dog follows the direction, gets a snack, everybody's happy.
But then, in the next round, the person pointed to the empty bowl, tricking the dog on purpose. And you know what? The dogs remembered. Because when the third round came up and the person pointed to the correct bowl with the treat again, the dogs wouldn't listen. They had already decided that person was a liar and refused to be fooled again. Incredible, right?
All right, on to clue number two, and this is probably the one you're most familiar with, that amazing nose. But we're about to see how it goes way beyond just sniffing out a hidden treat. They are literally smelling things that are completely invisible to us.
I mean, just to put this into perspective, we say a dog's sense of smell is good. That doesn't even begin to cover it. It's anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000 times more powerful than ours. It's a scale that's almost impossible for our brains to even imagine.
So how in the world does this help them spot a bad person? Well, when a person gets nervous or anxious, or maybe they have bad intentions, their body chemistry actually changes. We might just see someone fidgeting a little, but your dog? They smell the tiny puffs of stress hormones like adrenaline and subtle shifts in pheromones. They are literally smelling fear, stress, and deception.
And this sense superpower isn't just for reading people's vibes. It's so sensitive, it can be used for life-saving medical detection.
Seriously? Dogs can be trained to detect the unique scent of cancer cells, a sudden drop in blood sugar for a diabetic, or even the chemical changes that happen right before a seizure. Their nose is basically a super advanced piece of medical equipment. So if they can smell that, just imagine what they can pick up on from a person who's up to no good.
So we have social observation and a superpowered nose. The third and final clue is that your dog is an absolute master at reading body language. They pick up on all those tiny nonverbal signals that we humans miss all the time. Scientists in Austria came up with this really clever experiment using a touchscreen to test this. They showed dogs pictures of human faces. Some were happy and some were angry, and they trained them to touch one or the other with their nose to get a reward.
Now the dogs learned to tell the difference pretty fast. But here's the most amazing part. Even before the training really got going, the dogs showed a natural hesitation to touch the angry faces. It suggests they don't just see a picture. They have a built-in understanding of what an angry expression actually means.
And it doesn't just stop with faces. Dogs are analyzing a person's entire presence. The way they stand, the way they move, their whole energy.
This all goes back to their basic instincts. Dogs are hardwired to read the body language of other dogs to see if they're a threat or a friend, and they use that exact same skill on us. They'll immediately notice a stiff posture, fidgety movements, or a tense mouth. So if someone is saying all the right, friendly things, but their body is screaming, "I'm stressed out," your dog is going to trust the body language every single time.
So let's put this all together. Your dog's ability to judge someone's character isn't some kind of spooky, mystical power. It's a powerful combination of real, scientifically proven superpowers. Think of it this way. Your dog's bad person detector is fueled by three things. They're a social observer, remembering who's kind and who's a liar. They have a superior sense of smell that's picking up invisible chemical signals of fear and stress. And they're an expert in body language, reading a person's true intentions. And that's why, when your dog growls at someone who seems perfectly nice to you, it's probably worth paying attention. You might be missing all the subtle cues, but your dog is processing a ton of data and has likely come to a very logical conclusion about that person. So that really leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? Our dogs are constantly working, gathering all this information to keep us safe. The next time your dog gives you a warning signal about someone, are you going to brush it off, or are you going to trust their judgment?
Understanding these incredible abilities just makes that bond we have with our dogs even more special. If you enjoyed this and want more insights that will help you understand and love your dog even more, please make sure you subscribe to the Love Dogs channel. Thanks so much for watching.